this is going to be the last proof that we're going to do. We did the sine rule, we did the cosine rule, we looked at the ambiguous case of the sine rule, and the last proof that I want to show you is the area of a triangle. Now, I've got my trusty diagram here. Now, we know that the area of a triangle in general is base times height divided by 2. So I'm going to call that capital A equals base times height divided by 2. So that works in a right angled triangle. And the rationale in a right angled triangle is if this is a rectangle which has base and height, then a triangle would be exactly half of that, okay? But in this situation, we need to have a right angled triangle. It could look also like this, because again, that would be half a rectangle, but we need to have a right angled triangle to use that rule. Now we're going to be looking at today the situation where we do not have a right angled triangle. So just like when we did the previous proofs, we're going to run a perpendicular to B here, and we're going to call that H. Now the area of a triangle is going to be area equals a half AB sine C. So if you want to find the area of a triangle, I like to think about it like a little mouth. You have to have the side, the angle, and the side. So that's where the little mouth comes in. Think of it like a crab claw. So in this situation, we're going to assume that we've got the side C, this one, and this one. So we're going to start with forming an equation for the side H, because remember, H is going to be our perpendicular height. So this is going to be the height here. So H, just like when we did the sine rule, if we're going to look at here, this triangle over here, is going to be sine C is going to equal to the opposite, which is going to be H, divided by the hypotenuse, which is going to be A. And we're going to solve this equation for H, right? So it's going to be A times by sine C, because we're going to move a divide by A with a times by A, is equal to H. So we're going to substitute that in now. So we're going to say, this was our RTP, this is our required to prove. This is what we want to look like at the very end. We want to say the base of the triangle is going to be B. That's going to be B. So base is side B times by height, which would be here the perpendicular height. So that's going to be A sine C, and that's all divided by 2. And all we need to do now is rearrange it so it's a little bit neater. I'm going to put my half at the front. I'm going to write my A, B in alphabetical order, and my sine C at the end. So that lets you find the area of a triangle where you have the scenario where you have a side, an angle, and a side. You could rework this area depending on the information you had. So you could have it as BC sine A, or you could have it as a half AC sine B. I mean, these are all valid. These are all just the same thing, right? You just need to have the side, the angle, and the other side. So I hope you liked the proof. I'm going to show you how you can use that with examples with numbers in the next video. So make sure you watch that.